Happy Friday, everyone. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you coming along for this ride. It is rainy. I don't know how much I'll get to videotape. I picked up one order earlier for $4.50. I am now getting ready to deliver this Dunkin' Donuts for $7. So come along. Let's see what this Friday gives us. Well, it's been raining cats and dogs out here since last night. It kept me up all night listening to it. Finally, when I went to sleep, I guess it soothed me. But anyway, getting hand-to-me's. I'm expecting mostly hand-to-me's today because of the rain. And unless they have a good porch, I really would hate to leave any food out on a step or something. With my first order, I made mistake number one and went the wrong direction. It wasn't that big of a deal, but still had to circle around. So now I just made mistake number two. As soon as I dropped that off, an order came up for $6.50 Walgreens, and I was sure it said one item, but I didn't have my reading glasses on. So I'm looking at what the one item is. It's 11 items. Well, I unassigned a couple of things, I think yesterday or this week. So I'm at 95%, and I'd love to unassign it, but I'm gonna go ahead and do it. It's like chicken noodle soup and stuff. But $6.50 for 11 items at Walgreens. I'm gonna have to start. I can't really put my glasses on my head because it's raining, so I have to pay closer attention. Details, details. Even worse, it's the dollar store. I went to Walgreens, walked in, went ahead, arrived at store. Nope, it's the dollar store. I hope this is not an indication of how my Friday's going. Well, I finally got that one right. Only 4 minutes away, delivering it to a hotel. Of course, they didn't have many of the items they wanted, but the customer had a lot of great substitutions, and I was able to get something for everything she had on the list, which is always a positive. So I went ahead and turned off the shopping and also went ahead and turned on Uber. Today I need to make $150. I used to not take my hot bags up to the customer's door because it's easy just to get out of my bag and blah, blah, blah. And what does it matter? It's just going for my car. But once I started taking my bag up to the customer's door, my customer ratings went from like 4.9 to sometimes 5.0. Right now it's 4.97 for some reason. But I did want to mention that they really look for that. Well, that was a complete nightmare. The order was stuck in the system, and I kept asking, but they're like, no, it's not ready, not ready. And then finally I'm like, can somebody check on it? And there are a lot of dashers coming in and out of there. Chick-fil-A is always a good spot to figure out who's there and who's out and who's not. It took 20 minutes to get that order. All right, I took this $28 stacked order from Uber for 15 miles, AutoZone, and Chipotle. So I'm not sure where I'm going, but I already picked them up. On my way to deliver them. All right, I delivered all that. Uber paid most of it. So I'm just waiting for a little tip there. And I turned Doordash back on. Got a $7 order going 3 miles from Dairy Queen. All right, the rain is picking up, and I think the orders are two. Uber was sending good orders too, but I was on Doordash. So I went ahead and I'm just doing Doordash for a minute. Got a $6 going 3 miles from Tumbleweed. Not a slow minute at all today. So that is awesome. Picked up this order from the Spaghetti Junction. It's only $6.50, but it's only going 2.8 miles. All right, I took this crappy order, $4 for 2 miles from Mark's Feed Store. But guess what? It made me silver. So yay. Well, I'm a little angry. I accepted this offer because it was $4 for 2.5 miles. I just picked up the order and it's 6 miles away for 16 minutes and for $4. But my offer was 2.5 miles. So I think I'm going to call customer support and ask them about that. Well, I called support, and support says that the lady was not nice, but she said the offer that we get, the miles we get, is not from us to the restaurant and restaurant to the customer. She wasn't making sense because at one point she said it's from you to the restaurant. And I said, well, I was right by the restaurant, so it couldn't have been 2.5 miles. She said, no, it's from the restaurant to the customer. I said, okay, but that still wouldn't have been the 6 miles. And then she finally just hung up on me. So it was not good. So there's no, be careful those miles because it's not true. It's not total, they said. But, I've done this 3.5 years and I haven't had this huge of a problem, this huge of a mileage difference. So interesting. They don't seem to know what the miles are. So the real problem is that that bridge is out. And that's why the miles were wrong. Um, and that's what I asked. I said, is there a reason why the miles are wrong? Is it something going on? And the lady didn't know how to answer. And I think that's why she hung up because she realized there was a problem. And the person that I delivered to knows the bridge is out because they are right next to it. So you would think they would have tipped more than $2. And they are the boss at this place. So awful. The Bible verse I wanted to read was John 17:3. This is eternal life, that they may know you, the only true God, and Jesus Christ, whom you have sent. My take on the devotion, which might be different than the author's, but how what touched my heart was, you go, you get saved, and then what? You took that first step, but what's the following action? How do you get to know God? Which is the question at the end of the devotion, to pray. Who are you, God? So, for me, I went to a lot of different churches. Um, you know, as a new mom and new wife, I was so blessed with this ladies group at the local church, and it was a lot of older, wiser women, and they let me ask all kind of weird questions and gave me great guidance. Uh, you know, Cleared up some things, especially as being a wife and a mother. And that was a very helpful tool. I've had some great Sunday schools where we talked about the Holy Spirit and what that means and why it looks different for me than you. And so to me, the answer to the question, what's next? I think definitely reading the Bible. Personally, I do the devotions is what keeps me going and interested in different Bible verses and gets me questioning things to help me look more things up. And my mind goes uh all down these rabbit holes. And then I learn and learn and learn. I did have a friend. We used to compare the NIV with the King James version and what's the difference here? What's the difference there? And that's fun to have a buddy that does that. We don't do that no more, but that was a lot of fun back in the day. So to me, the question is, what's the next step? Is to find a Sunday school or a Bible study, or maybe your own. I prefer to do my own. I really enjoy doing my devotions, doing my readings. I don't attend a church right now. Haven't found one that fits my personality, I guess you could say. Because my beliefs are a little all over the place, non-denominational, and I just like to read the Bible and let it speak to me. And so I do miss hearing the hymnals. I don't really like the newer music, but I love the hymnals, at the rugged cross and uh wash the blood away, and I forget what the name of that one is, Amazing Grace, all those great uh old hymnals is what I'd prefer. But these days it seems like a lot of churches do the more current music, and I'm not into that. So, but anyway, and just prayer and ask questions. The only way that I think you can learn is to ask questions, try to research it, and who's a good person to bounce those questions off of, and then pray about it and where to look. No, just open the Bible. And always was taught, if you not sure what to do, just open the Bible. God will lead you the right verse. And that is so true on so many days. It's just like, and then you go back to that verse and you get a different meaning out of it. And that's pretty exciting too. So just because you got saved and you don't know what the second step is, just open the Bible, just pray, and it'll come to you. There we have flash flood warnings And it's not going to take much more for this to go back over the road. Well, I turned everything off and pausing for a minute because I'm going to FaceTime the birthday girl that's in Russia. And I looked down and I have the customer's drink in my car, so I'm on my way to drop that off. And then I'm gonna FaceTime my little one, and then I'll be back. Well, I'm back. That took about 20 minutes, 20, maybe a little longer because I had some traffic issues. But it was fun to see her on her birthday. She's so excited. She had chocolate cupcakes at daycare, so how fun was that? I got a $10 tropical smoothie order, and they just added a 6.53 for Popeyes. So I'm here at Burger King picking up a $6 order going 3.9 miles. So I went ahead and took this Uber order for $9 from Jed's Pizza. I think it's 4 miles. Anyway, they added $11 Boomba's order. I don't remember how many miles. And he gave me a $5 cash tip. Wasn't that nice? Awesome. Okay, just getting a couple of crappy orders. So I'm going to grab me a snack real fast and then get back on the road. But I think I'm getting paid $11 for 4 miles from Subway. So a few things to catch up on. One of my Uber orders didn't give me a $4 tip, but I got a $5 cash tip unexpectedly. So the joke's on that person. I came out $1 ahead anyway. And then this last drop off, I don't know what you can see on the camera, but I was scared. It was in the middle of the hill. It was only $11, and I'm like, oh my goodness. And then I had to get off the hill and go back, keep going up because now I have 11 something dollar order going to McDonald's. I just took this order $7 for 2.9 miles. So just gonna take this order and then start heading towards the house and taking what I can on my way. Something strange is that some of these are meet at door but take photos on Uber. So that has been a little different. I have to do that on this one. But this is only 3 minutes away. Order was ready. So that was nice for $7. You know, Monday I didn't make any goals. Today I made silver unexpectedly. I didn't even try. And then I went over $150. As soon as I got on the expressway, I got at 9:42 at the next exit closer to home. I didn't see how many miles, and of course I didn't screenshot it because I was on the expressway and I wasn't paying attention. But it's still towards home. I didn't like that drop off at all. The road's closed, the driveway's a mess. I tried to call to confirm that I was going the right way. They wouldn't answer, didn't know which door to use. All right, I finally got off the hill. I am headed towards the house. I only need $13 to make it 200. I don't want to give up yet, but oh my goodness, I'm getting tired. All right, I got to 8 something for Chick-fil-A. So getting closer. Only $5 away after this. All right, I got a $9 order from Chipotle. Gonna be in the city I normally am in on my way home. So I made my 200 as long as nobody tip baited me. Whew, it's been a day. My car is full of all these bags out of the trunk. I have a small hot bag, the big hot bag, insulated drink carrier, the catering bag, the pizza bag. I've used them all today. Had to open the trunk and get stuff, and now I got to organize it all back. But I started work about 8:40, 8:45, and I ended it. It's 7 o'clock now, and I just ended it. I took about a half-hour break. I stopped twice, but I think it equals out to be about a half hour. So, about a 10-hour day. And I know I made 200 something. I had a $5 cash tip. I made about $71 on Doordash and 130 something on Uber. So still waiting for those tips, so I'll have it all posted for you. Went 162 and a half miles. So I was doing really good on miles until I got up to the hill, and then it seemed like it ate it all up. So made silver, couldn't believe it, didn't even try. I tried the other day and I couldn't make it. I didn't even think about it, didn't try, and I made it. That's how it works, right? I don't know. I was a little nervous to do DoorDash a little bit after I made silver because I didn't want to ruin it. So I don't know, maybe I'll run it. I'll probably run it the next time. But so that's all good. Got it up to 51%. I did end up unassigning an order at the end because it got back on. I just needed that 13. And they both sent me $8, but $8 orders. But I went with the Uber because it was taking leaving me in the area I wanted to be in. So I ended up unassigning the Doordash one. So am at 94% completion rate. So I don't like that. I like to stay at least at 95 on that. And then that's it. I mean, it's a crazy day, full of excitement. This is the kind of delivering days I like, where it's go, go, go. I didn't stop at all today. And I can last longer whenever I'm going, going, going. It's my adrenaline flowing, and I don't even think about what time it is, and I lose track how much money I make. Those are the days I like. Even if I make the same $20 an hour and it's slower, I have more downtime. I just lose interest. I lose patience and interest. So these are definitely the days that I like, and that's usually how my days would go until recently. So, all right, until next time, be happy. God bless you.